Recording in progress.
Right. So tell me about this first row here. What job is this person? This gentleman with the clipboard and the stethoscope. What is he? We have ingeniero up top, empleada doméstica, azafata, oficial de policía, piloto, veterinario, fontanero, enfermera, doctor. Okay, so doctor, right? Or what's the other word we know for doctor? Any other word? All right, so el doctor. Actually, let me move this up a bit so that, okay, I have enough room. Right, doctor. Do you also know médico? All right, what about the person next to him? Where are we? Recepcionista, agente de ventas, bombero, diseñadora, escritora, agricultor, repartidor, chef, juez, taxista, administradora. All right, we'll just go up and down a little bit, which means the answers will move out of focus a little bit, but that's okay. All right, so what is she? She has that kind of Red Cross uniform, or well, red uniform with a cross, but so this one is sorry, doctor is what we had on top. And then what is the third person? So as many as you could going across. Right, she's a nurse. Okay, so enfermera. Enfermera. Nurse, right? Okay, what about this person? You can make out a gavel, something called a book called law. The scales of justice, a document being signed. But you also notice she's in black robes. Also, they didn't give us lawyer as an option. Juez, right. So she's a judge. Okay. We have this person here. We have a map. We have a car. We have some money. A car, a taxi, right? So what is his job? Taxista, great. Okay. All right. So that means él o la, it would still be taxista. Él o la, it would still be juez. All right. What about this person? We have, he's wearing a suit. We have a light bulb for an idea. We have some gears. We have a crane in the background. Probably what is his job? What we took out so far. We did this one. We did this one. This one. A builder or an engineer. So an engineer. I think a little more than a builder because of the clothes. Right? Okay, so ingeniero. Right? Now you will have to use this vocabulary for yourself in orals, probably. Right? But you might also hear the vocabulary in any of the listening comprehensions, or you might come across it in the normal comprehension. So, here and there will turn up. Okay, down here. So we have a man with a haystack in it between his teeth and a cow and some fruits and a pitchfork and a tractor. He's a farmer. Great. So agricultor. Right, all right. Here we have a woman with, it looks like money. And is that, what is that? A radio, a pen? I'm not sure. What is she, you think? We can always come back to her. We can come back to her. An accountant, let's look at the others. Could anybody else be an accountant? Probably not. So I guess, yeah. Okay. All right. Accountant. All right. So which one is accountant? Well, okay. Let's hold off on that one for now. I'm not going to write that as yet. I don't think she's the accountant. We'll come back to that one. Right? All right. What about this person, this man here? That's easy, right? El chief, right? Okay, what about the woman with the pencil and the books and the typewriter? Did they give us writer? Yeah, they gave us writer. I'm thinking escritora, right? So this person writes for a living. All right, what about this character here with the fire equipment? Bombero, firefighter. Right. Okay, down here. Who is this lady down here? In green. Air hostess, air stewardess, flight attendant. Right. Okay, so which word is that? Okay, I'm not going to cross this one out. I'm going to highlight this one. Asafata, right here. Right? And this for sure you will hear in listenings if you haven't already. Now, another word that you will hear in listening, so I will make it a point to write it out, aromosa. Right? And if you personal male, aromoso. All right, who do we have next to the flight attendant? Police, right? So that is oficial de policía, right? Police officer. Okay, what about the person next to him? This person here with the headset? I think the pilot is lower down. Business worker. Um, okay, administrative person. Maybe. All right, let's skip him for a while. Tell me who the next two are. This one and this one. Who are these two? All right, what did we say? Veterinarian for the last one. We already used doctor, right? Mechanic. Do we have mechanic? I don't think we have mechanic. But we do have plumber. So fontanero. Right? And veterinario. Right? We can tell he's a vet because of the corporate. All right, so fontanero, let's just make sure we're aware of this word because we don't meet it often. Plumber, right? And if there's any other words that the English is not clear, you could tell me. So we did this one, we did this one. So we're left with these people. We did fontanero. Right. Let's just pick from the bottom to see who we could identify. So we could identify the pilot. He's the 1, 2, 3, 4th from the bottom. So piloto. All right, that takes care of him. Can we identify? Ooh, who else do we identify? The domestic worker. That's the last person. Right. All right. So as domestic empleada, and if the person were male, it would be empleado, domestico, right? Domestica. All right. That's taken care of. Who have we left out? I crossed the wrong one, sorry. Right, okay. So we have left a receptionist, a sales agent, a designer, a delivery man, and an administrator. And that person is female. So I guess the delivery man will be here, repartidor. Anybody got a call this week? I did. Thanks to my grubby children. Okay, which one is the administrator? Probably this one down here. Well, to be sales agent and administrator could be either one of these. So, which one, boy? Which one? All right. What about the receptionist? That one is still unaccounted for. And what about the designer? Well, actually, we could look at the answers below and it will tell us, right? But are there any other words here that we don't know the meaning of and we want to find out? Okay, administradora would have to be female, right? Because administrador would be the masculine form. Viseriadora would also have to be female. All right, so tell me, I'm going to look at the words and then we'll scroll down to the answers. Viseriadora is a designer, right? Someone who designs things. One thing I do want to point out grammar-wise is that some professions are the same for both male and female, and then you have to just change the article accordingly. Right? So it would be el juez or la juez, for example. El chef or la, right? Okay. Can I clear this away? Or we look down at the answers? Here are the answers. Okay, so this guy was the recepcionista. Here's the administradora, right? So like this is an example of a word that is the same for both masculine and feminine. I hate to invent a sales agent here. And so this was the diseñadora, this was the designer. I guess that special pen was supposed to be our clue. All right, so our goals today, review the future tense, practice with the irregular tenses, right? Answer some oral questions on our plans for the future, and work on the answers for a comprehension passage also on plans for the future, right? New homework is the same as last week. There's no new homework assignments. Okay. Since we're already on jobs, let's go to the orals practice first. Right? So the question is, ¿qué quieres ser en el futuro? ¿Y por qué? Right, let me put in some missing punctuation here. Right? Por qué. Right, so what is it asking? What do you want to be in the future? Right? And of course, why? Right, now I have framed the answer in future tense, but you don't have to use future tense to answer it. So the answer is here, en el futuro seré. Now you could, instead of that, you could say quiero ser. Right? This is our most basic, quiero ser. And then you fill in whatever profession it is that you are choosing, right? And of course you could preface it with en el futuro quiero ser, and then whatever it is, right? So let's look at some of the professions we have here. Some of these we've already discussed, and some might be new, and then you might have some that you want to discuss, right? All right, so we have abogado, abogada, so that is lawyer, right? Medico, we met just now, doctor. Ingeniero, ingeniera, just now we met engineer. Teacher, profesor, profesora, right? Arquitecto, architect. Nurse, we met just now. Periodista, so this is a news reporter. A journalist, right? Escritor, escritora, writer. Contador, contadora, accountant. Policía, bombero, so firefighter, designer, psychologist. Vet, mechanic. We didn't meet mechanic just now. Mecánico, chief electricista, so electrician. Carpintero, carpenter. Right? Científico, científica, scientist. And then here's a popular one, technician. Well, popular when we talk about it in real life, right? A technician in something. Técnico técnico, sorry, or técnica in whatever it is. So technician. Right? All right. Think about the profession that you would like to have in the future. Did you come across the Spanish for it today? Is there a word that you didn't meet that you want to know the meaning of as a career? Please tell me things that you want to be, not random jobs that you realize we didn't translate. Okay, accountant is here. Contador, contadora. Right? It's the second line. Oh, that's a good one. Dentist. What is a dentist? Dentista, male and female, right? El o la dentista. So I'm putting it over here. Dentista. El/la dentist. Right. Diplomat, diplomatico or diplomatica. Right? Okay, security guard, guardia de seguridad. Right, now I give you a technician, right? So any field that you want to work in as a technician, you say technician in and you put the field. So if you want to be an AC technician, because that will be in high demand very soon. It's in high demand now. You would say técnico en el aire acondicionado. All right, cosmetologist, cosmetologa. All right, so I'm gonna pause here. You need to take out whatever vocab you want, and then we're going to the reasons why we want a job. Okay, now the tense that we have here is what tense? Quería hacer esto porque. What tense is that? We haven't done it together yet, but you may have done it in school. So this is conditional. So I would like to do this because. Okay, so a lot of people gave me good answers before. Okay, I said a lot, 2 people. You all sent in your answer already for this question. So you'll be able to get money and be able to buy stuff, right? Okay, well, how do we say that in Spanish? So someone said in relation to veterinario, right? So quiero ser veterinario. Sorry, my nose is trying to run away here. Veterinario, right? Porque, because me gusta me gustan los animales, right? So animales is plural, so we will use gustan. The animals are pleasing to me, right? So they takes these in person form. Okay, because you like to help people. Great. All right, so I'm gonna list out reasons, and you can take down a few that are relevant to your career choice. Porque me gusta ayudar a la gente, right? Somebody wants to be a lawyer because they want to be able to help people, right? And you could even simplify this and say para ayudar. So to help, right? That's the most basic way you can answer it. Okay, what if the topic interests you? So, me interesa mucho la psicología. So let's say you want to be a psychologist because psychology interests you. What are some other reasons? We didn't say to earn money yet. So we could say para ganar mucho dinero. And if that is the reason, then that is the reason. That's okay. You can add to that, you can say because I like to shop, but porque me gusta ir de compras. Me encanta ir de compras. Right? Right. Are there other reasons that you are thinking of in your head that we have not put into Spanish and you can't think of how to? Please message. Okay. Check your answers if you would like to by sending them in the chat. Half a minute again, and we're gonna go to future tense, right? If there are no more questions, we'll move on. I'm just looking back at this. You should have this in your notes so you could refer to it during class, right? All right, so we went through that. To form the future tense, we take the infinitive form of the verb, which is when the verb is at rest. It's when it ends in the AR or the ER or the IR, right? And then we add endings to the infinitive. So for yo, we add E accent, for to A accent S. For él, usted, we add A accent. For nosotros, nosotras, EMOS. Vosotros, vosotras, sorry. Ellos, ellas, ustedes, A accent N, right? A as a, ellos, an. Right? All right. Now, there are a few regular features. I would have, did you all write this down last class? The list of irregular stems? Do you remember? Yes, okay. So I added two to it before class, right? These are the two that I added. I added caber to fit. Right? And the stem is CABR, and the endings. And I added valer to be with. So the stem is VALDR. Right? So just add those two to your list, please. And then we're going to go through and conjugate them on the next slide. Right. So this next slide could take us 5 minutes, or it could take us a lot longer, right? So in order for it to take us last time you'll have to show me that you know how to conjugate the verbs, right? I can't just assume, yes, we do. I will working on something else for homework right now, so I can't assign it for homework right now. So we're going to do an in-class activity. So we're just going to conjugate them. So the first one, to fit. How do we say to fit in all the different persons of the future tense? Caber. Right? So we would say yo cabre to cabras, ele, ella, usted, cabra, right? Nosotros cabremos, ellos, ellas, ustedes, cabran, right? I will fit. There will be room for me. You will fit. There will be room for you. He, she, it, you, the usted form will fit, right? We will fit. They / you plural will fit. Right? So we're just gonna write out all the conjugations. Now I would like everybody to send me, just pick one of the verbs, and you can send me one on the list, but you write it out all in your copybook, right? This will not take us a long time. It's very repetitive. Once we understand the future tense, then this is just an activity for us to do to help reinforce the memory, right? All right, so let's see, who have I heard from class today? I've heard from a lot of people. This is nice. Right, so you can pick one verb and send it so that I could just check to make sure that you understand it. Right? So I'm looking to hear from everybody again. All right, so I've heard from Abigail, Andreta, Jason, Janaya, Camilla, Colleen, Michaela, Psyche, Zaria. Right? Summer, I've heard from Summer. Right? So once you show me you could do one, you could go ahead and write all the rest in your book. We're gonna do them on screen together. Right? So I don't think I've heard from, but maybe I have. Akila, Anisha, Isaiah, Catriel, Malachi, Sophia. Right? So in particular, could the names I just call, make sure you send at least one verb, but everybody send at least once. And once I've seen one, you could go ahead and just write all the others in your book, not send them in the chat. You can also send them in chat. I'll be happy to see it. But you don't have to. I know it takes work to do it both places. Right? This is just a way to reinforce the stems. Right, I'm gonna erase this first one. And let's do the next one. So I'm going down the list now, right? All right, so STEM for this year is DIR. So then to say we will tell, I will tell D Ray. You will tell D Ras. He, she, it, or Ustad will tell D Ra. We will tell D Ramos. They will tell, you plural will tell D Ran. Right? All right, Aser, the STEM is HAR. So Are, I will do it. I will make it. Aras, Ara, Arimus, Aran. Right? Accents on everything except the EMOS. Next one. Podre, podrás, podrá, podremos, podrán. Right? All right, poner. Pondré, to put. So we will put, I will put, you will put, podrás, he, she, it will put, pondrá, pondremos. Thank you, Sophia. Pondrán. All right, querer. So we have a double R in our stem. All right, so querrá, querrás, querrá, queremos. So the only difference between we want and we will want is that extra R, right? Querrán. So if you hear it too, you have to listen out for the extra R being rolled. Like if you hear it in a comprehension or in speaking, right? All right, I'm gonna wait a minute, clear these away, and do the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right? Okay, so we are at saber, to know. So I will know. Sabre, I will know if you do your homework. I will know if you revise. Teachers say that all the time, right? Sabras, sabra, sabremos, sabran. All right, salir, to go out. Saldre, I will go out. I will leave the house. It will happen. Saldrás, saldrá, saldremos, saldrán. All right, tener, to have. Tendré, I will have. Tendrás, tendrá, tendremos, tendrán. All right, to be with it, valdré, valdrás, valdrá, valdremos, valdrán. Right, venir, vendré, vendrás, vendrá, vendremos, vendrán. All right, any questions? Please let me know. All right, so we're at the point where we can take a break, right? If some people are still writing, I can give you all a couple extra minutes and then we'll time the 5 minutes from that, right? Right, so if we are doing practice on Sundays, right? I am looking at a time spot 3 o'clock to 3:20, right? And then so yes, so it'll be 3:20, 3:40, 4 o'clock, 4:20, 5 o'clock, 5:20, 5:40, or I left out 4:40, 4:40, 5:40, right? So people writing exams in May will get the preference 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So there are 9 possible spots right now, and I can open up more if we need more on a different day, or we can start earlier. We can start at 2. I can probably do an additional one at 6 if necessary, right? But since the class is a mix of 4s and 5s, I don't think it will be necessary. Okay, so I ask that if you pick a time, but you're unable to come at that time, please message on WhatsApp and see, right? Otherwise, your time spot might be given away the following week. So my contact number is 796-7733. I'm trying to think. I'm looking at the dates just now. So we have the 18th, we have the 25th. So, sorry, the 23rd, 19, 26. Okay, so let's make the 26th, which is the last Sunday in January, our first Sunday, right? So use this week to figure out your times. Once you figure out the time you want to come, you can message me. And then not next week, so not this Sunday coming, but the Sunday after. So I guess it will be, no, not next week, it's the week after technically, because Sunday starts a new week, right? So not now, the 26th is when we will start. So you could use this week to finalize your times. If you're sure about the time you want to come, you could message and tell me. Right? But we want to start here. Okay? All right, any questions about that? So in the next class, what I'll do is I'll share with you the oral passage to prepare and the topics to prepare. Right? One of the topics, I think the first topic is going to be school, because you had to do practice for that. You had to prepare questions for that already. No, it's just it's just a 1-person 20-minute meeting, a one-on-one 20-minute meeting on Sunday. It's not an additional class for everybody. So if you choose the 5 o'clock time spot, you might log in at 5 to 5, you'll be in the waiting room. When I finish up with the other students, I'll let you in. And from 5 to 5:20, we will practice. We will go through what you would do in the exam, the orals exam, right? So you'll read a passage out loud. You'll do some situations. We will do some situations. You will answer some questions, right? And at 5:20, you leave. We say, gracias, hasta luego, and then you go about your business, right? It's just a 20-minute extra meeting on Sunday, individually arranged to help people practice for orals, which will come up before you know it in April. Right? That is, it's not compulsory, but I will tell your parents and then they might make it compulsory. So be aware of that, right? But it's not compulsory. Students in the past have found it helpful. I encourage you to take advantage of it. I won't always be able to offer you the time, so when I have the time and I can offer it to you, take it, right? All right, any questions? Anybody is confused? All right. Okay, so let's go through the comprehension. I will get confused there. All right, so here are the questions. And the questions you'll answer in English, right? What does Anna plan to do after her CSEC exams? Why does Anna want to study this? Right? What is Carlos's dream after completing his exams? How does Carlos plan to save money for this? Where does Carlos hope to visit? What are Maria's plans after finishing her CSEC exams? So you'll get the general gist of the passage is going to be about all their different plans after CSEC, right? Why does Maria want to do this? What do the plans of the three students have in common? Right, so here is our passage. So let's go through it. And where there's a where there's vocabulary you don't understand, you will ask me, right? And if I think it's confusing, I'll volunteer a definition, right? A good plan is to help enhance your vocabulary is always when you meet a new word, you write it on a list that you are always spending time memorizing a few words at a time from, right? All right, so here we go. Después de los exámenes de CSEC, Ana, Carlos y María hablan sobre sus planes para el futuro. All right, what does that sentence mean? At what point in their lives are these three people? What did they just do? Right, so they are talking about their future plans. Correct. That would have been my next question. What are they doing? But what I'm asking is, what did they just complete? They just completed their CSEC exams. Great. And now they're sitting around talking about their future plans. All right. So Ana says, yo aplicaré a la universidad, dijo Ana con una sonrisa. Quiero estudiar derecho porque algún día seré abogada y ayudaré a las personas en mi comunidad. Just now when I said seré, Siri picked up on my phone because, okay, bye Siri. I thought I was calling it. Fun times. All right. So yo aplicaré a la universidad. You could, these words are very close to their English equivalents. What is she saying? And this is E accent at the end of an infinitive, so this is future tense. I will what? What is she going to do? Apply, good. Aplicar looks like apply. To what? Universidad, which looks like university. Right. All right. Una sonrisa, which is not essential to anything, but might be not super familiar to us, is a smile. Right? So there's our first vocabulary word. I will volunteer. And I'm misspelling it. Right. She said it with a smile. Please. Okay, what does she want to do? Quiero estudiar derecho. Derecho, which in ordinarily would mean right. So she means law, right? And there's a capital D here. Look at the capital D. I guess a capital L, right? She wants to start. Why does she want to study law? Porque algún día, one day, that's a nice expression. I will be someday, one day, right? Right. She wants to be an abogado. What's an abogado? I'm only getting answers from two people. Does that mean that we do not understand the passage? We're not figuring out the words, or we're just tired? What does it mean? Right, so she will be a lawyer and will help. Ayudaré, ayudar, important verb, right? To help las personas en mi comunidad. So personas looks like persons, and she in my comunidad looks like community, right? Nice. Okay. Excuse me. All right. Now, a lot of the words in Spanish are close to the equivalents in English, right? When you see personas, you must remember, you must think of persons, which will take you to people, right? When you see comunidad, it's close to community. So let's just, where we can, take a sensible guess based on what the root of the word looks like, right? And if it's something that is completely different, we will discuss the meaning. Okay, so we have enough to answer 1 and 2, right? So I'm going to give you 2 minutes, if you didn't already, to write down the answers for 1 and 2. Realizing that what does Anna plan to do after CSEC? The passage actually gives us a few things. Any of them you would get a mark for, right? So it says she wants to study law. She wants to apply to university, go to university, study law, become a lawyer, help people in her community, right? Why does Anna want to study this? Okay, so now we realize if you put help people in her community for the first one, we put a little too much, right? So also how to is worded, it sort of tells us we had to say what she was going to study in the first one, right? So go to university and study law. I don't have space to write a full sentence, but you will write full sentences, right? Why does Anna want to study this? She wants to help people. Right. Okay. Let's check out what Carlos's big plan is. Oh, actually, no, we still on Anna. We still have a sentence for her. What does it say? Está segura de que trabajará duro para conseguir una beca y enviar sus solicitudes, I meant to take out this piece, no, sus solicitudes a tiempo. All right, that has some unfamiliar words in it. And a few nice expressions. Right, so let's go through it. Estar seguro de is an expression that means to be sure about, right? So if it's a male speaking, they would say estoy seguro de, but if it's a female speaking, like up here, it's Ana, está segura de, right? So we need to know this expression. So we're writing it down, right? All right, what's the next unfamiliar thing there? So she is sure that she will work. Duro means hard, right? Para conseguir, this means to get. Una beca, this is a nice expression. I mean, a nice vocabulary word. What was una beca? What is she going to work hard to get? Anybody has met this word before? A scholarship, right? Right. All right. Now this expression is a little confusing. I meant to take, sorry, I meant to take this out before I did, but I didn't come back to it, so I forgot. All right, enviar is to send, and the rest of it means her applications on time. A tiempo, on time, right? So we can note a tiempo, that's a nice expression. All right. Okay, here's what we're going to do for the rest of class. We're going to just discuss the passage, right? So what you could do while we do that is you can answer the questions because you're answering them in English, but rather than I pause so we can answer the questions, we're going to spend our time on the passage, making sure we understand it. And not this week, but next week, I could give you these questions to submit for homework, right? We could decide, or I could give you another passage. We can decide, right? So you answer the questions as we go. I will not pause to give you a chance to write, so you just write them as we go, right? All right. Yo, en cambio, viajaría si tuviera suficiente dinero, respondió Carlos, emocionado. So me, I, on the other hand, will travel if I have enough money, right, from tener. So this is imperfect subjunctive. So I said I will travel, but it's really I would travel. Right? So viajaría from viajar to travel, right? If I had enough money, si tuviera, so from tener suficiente dinero, tener to have enough money, right? Respondió Carlos emocionado, right? So he's excited. Planeo trabajar unos meses, ahorrar lo necesario. All right, so what is he planning to do? Planeo trabajar unos meses. What does that mean? He would travel, yes, that's true. But I'm asking about this phrase here. Planeo trabajar unos meses. What's he going to do? Planeo from to plan. So I plan to work for some months, right? And why is he doing that? Somebody who's planning to travel, they're going to work for some months. Why? Ahorrar. So we talked about just now we had ganar to earn, gastar to spend, and now we have ahorrar to save. Right? So if you see the word ahorramiento, what is that? That is the noun that goes with it. So what is that? O los ahorramientos. What is that? Savings, right? Yes, to save up what he needs, that which is necessary, right? Lo can be used as a vague word, as a word to refer to like vague sort of pronouns. You know, I'll save up what I need, I'll save it up, I'll save the what I need part is kind of vague, so we say lo. Right? All right. After he saves up, luego. Luego means then. Visitar Europa. So where is he going to visit? Iré a París, Roma, y tal vez incluso Londres. Where would you travel if you had a chance? Yes, he's going to Europe. What countries would you visit? If you could go anywhere, where would you visit? I love that nobody is saying America. I love it. Nobody is going to well, not Spain, but a Latin American country. One person is. I'm a little scared of Germany. I think Germany would be interesting, but I'm a little scared of Germany. I would like to go to Japan, but I'm scared of Japan too. Yeah. All right, back to this. So he wants to go to Paris. He wants to go to Rome, and he wants to go potentially to London, right? So what is his dream after completing exams? Well, it's to travel. How does he plan to save money for this? He's going to work for a few months, right? Where does he hope to visit? You can tell me Europe. You can tell me Paris, Rome, London. All right, now we get to Maria. Well, one more sentence about Carlos. Carlos está decidido a cumplir su sueño de conocer nuevas culturas. What has he made up his mind to do? What has he decided on? Roma is Rome. Rome. All right, how would we make sense of this phrase? Cumplir su sueño. Or if you are using it, you might say cumplir mi sueño de. To fulfill, well, in this case, it's his dream. Right? Sueño is dream, cumplir is to fulfill. So this is a nice expression, right? Of learning about other cultures. Conocer nuevas culturas. So conocer has a connotation to meet for the first time. Yes, getting to know. Yes, getting to know new cultures. Right. Look through the rest of the passage and see if you could tell me what Maria wants to do. Maria, que siempre, who always has had clear goals, ha tenido claras sus metas, right? A meta is a goal. So you could say something is your goal, es mi meta. Well, la meta, right? A goal. Now, this is the goal that you aim for, right? Now, the goal we kick in football. Right. Yo me quedaré en la escuela para entrar a Form 6. So she's going to stay in school to do Form 6, right? So quedar, to remain, very useful word. Right? Sure, we know entrar. What does she study? Estudiaré ciencias, like biology. These should actually all be common letters, huh? Química, so biology, chemistry, porque quiero ser doctora. Right? She wants to be a doctor. María sabe que necesitará años de estudio, so years of study, literally, right? So she will need years of study, pero está dispuesta a esforzarse para lograrlo. All right, another expression here, estar dispuesto o dispuesta a, right? Literally to be disposed to, but we wouldn't say that in English. What would we say? Suited to? Okay, willing to. We could go with willing to, right? So to be willing to. All right, what else we have? Esforzarse, apply oneself. Right? And lograr, to succeed. All right. What are Maria's plans? We can answer that, right? Why does she want to do this? She wants to be a doctor. All right, last piece and last question. Aunque sus caminos serán diferentes, so even though their paths will be different, todos están llenos de entusiasmo y esperanza por lo que vendrá. What does that last piece of the sentence mean? They are all, what does llenos de mean? Lleno de is full of. What are they full of? Entusiasmo. What's entusiasmo? What's the English word it looks like? We just have to put in an H and take off the O. And we have the English. Enthusiasm. And what is esperanza? Hope, right? For what will come. Vendrá, we just did that. Will come. All right, so we could use that piece to answer number 8. Okay, any questions? Anything that we didn't understand? I didn't explain it as we were going through the passage, any vocabulary? No? Okay. You don't have a separate homework assignment, but if anybody completed their conversation and they have some extra time today, what you could do is go through the recording from yesterday's class, the first half an hour of it. Because in it we were going over greetings. So some are as basic as Happy New Year and Happy Birthday, but then there's also how to apologize in Spanish, how to express thanks, and so on. So it might be useful for situations, right? It might be a good idea to review it. The video will be in the same classroom, well, above in a different table, but same Spanish classroom password so far. Y'all can take a look at it, right? Right, okay, so we're gonna stop here. Let's just recap what we did. So we spent our class going back over future tense a bit, looking at careers, answering the question what we want to do in the future. Next week, we want to do conditional tense and start working on a letter and a dialogue that will allow us to use future and conditional tense, right? So I'll find two past paper questions that are suited to that, and we'll work on completing them together, right? All right, guys, once you're done, I'm leaving this up. I'm sure some of you are taking on vocabulary. Once you're done, you're free to log off, right? Enjoy the rest of your evening.